What is going on with the housing market? Are rates going to continue to go up? Are they going to level out? Are they going to drop back down here soon? Is it a good time to buy? Is it a good time to sell? There are a lot of opinions out there, so let's just go ahead and discuss the possible scenarios for the future and see what works best for you and how you can best navigate that. AricRDavid here, your Kansas City real estate agent, bringing you some market update news. So earlier this year in 2022, rates started to increase. We all got word around January, February time that rates were going to go up. They started climbing around March. And in this last 6 months, they have increased by 3.5%. So in March, we were right around 3.5 still. Today, which is September 27th, 2022, we are right around 7% on mortgage interest rates. So what are rates going to do here in the future? Well, a lot of people didn't see them rising this high, this fast. The Fed is trying to keep inflation down. As we all know, the price of homes skyrocketed last year and continued to do so up until just a few months ago, where we've experienced kind of a slowdown. But the buyers are losing their buying power with interest rate increases. For every 1% of an interest rate increase, a buyer loses 10% of their purchasing power. So if they were pre-qualified for a $100,000 loan, that loan is now only a $90,000 loan, and so on and so forth, depending on what your price point was. Will rates continue to climb? I have asked multiple lenders. I have read multiple articles. Some people believe they will continue to go up. I asked one of them what they would be around springtime of next year, 2023, and she said she would not be surprised if they were at 7.5, which we are getting close to already here in September. So they could possibly be at 8 by springtime next year. Then again, if rates continue to climb and people keep losing purchasing power, it could stagnate the market. As of right now, I would say that it is still a good time to purchase a home. Yeah, you're gonna have a higher interest rate, but what that's gonna do is inventory has climbed since the interest rates have started going up. Some buyers fell out of the market, they weren't looking, so you're gonna have less competition. You'll probably have more negotiating power with the sellers, so things that you find in the inspection or possibly getting closing costs paid for. Sellers will have to try to find ways to make their property more enticing, more attractive, if you will, to potential buyers. You probably won't be running into 10, 20 offers all going 10 or 20,000 over on the purchase price. So that's a plus. You will have a higher interest rate, which you can buy down depending on if you have the cash on hand, and that'd be a conversation to have with your mortgage lender. But what happens if interest rates drop in the springtime and you purchase right now at 7%? Well, it depends on how far they fall. If they fall over 1%, it could be a good thing for you to refinance the home. It does cost money to refinance the home. You'll be paying a few $1,000s to do that, but it would save you that amount in the next 3 to 5 years, depending. And depending on how long you're going to be in the home, that might be in your favor. Now, some people think that the market is going to start crashing, that home values are going to start dropping. I don't think that that's the case. I think that home values are going to start getting more realistic. We are seeing price reductions on homes that are currently listed, but every one of those that I'm looking at, I look at all the comps in the area and I see that these homes are already listed over the average or even sometimes the highest price point in those neighborhoods for something comparable. So these people are thinking that they can still make as much money off of it as, or get over asking, like people were in 2021 and beginning of 2022, but they're not realizing, and maybe their agent isn't explaining this to them, that whenever interest rates go up like they have been, buyers are going to fall out, they're going to pull back. Some of them just can't qualify anymore with such a high interest rate, And so those sellers aren't going to get the crazy prices that they were getting just 4 or 5 months ago. So a lot of the price reductions that you see isn't the market crashing or the homes in those neighborhoods losing equity. Those homes are reducing their list price because they were already listed higher than a lot of the comps in those neighborhoods, so people don't want to move on them. Speaking of sellers, if you are thinking about selling, you probably should have done that 3 to 6 months ago. If you still are thinking of selling, it is completely doable. You won't be seeing as many offers on your home, and it might even sit on the market a little longer depending on what areas you live in, the quality of your home, how well you price it. All those things still factor into it. I think as long as you are still very reasonable on your expectations of what you can get out of the house, you definitely look into all the comps that your agent provides you, and you make a very rational decision on how much you should price it at, and even maybe consider the interest rate increase and try to adjust your home price accordingly to that. You can also even offer closing costs after it has been sitting for a week or two, or you would just be considering a price drop. It also depends on why exactly you need to sell. That's another thing that I don't see happening with the housing market. I don't see a lot of people losing equity or homes depreciating in value because of the interest rates. A lot of stuff that happened in 2008 was because people took out mortgages with adjustable rates. So whenever those rates would move up and down, your mortgage payment moves up and down, and whenever they moved up, people couldn't afford their homes anymore. So we had an inventory skyrocket, short sales, people who had to just get out of the house and sell it for less than what they owed on it because they couldn't make the mortgage payments anymore. The market got flooded with those. Foreclosures, banks taking homes back over and putting them on the market as a foreclosure. Homes would sit on the market for a while because it was so flooded. And that right there was a buyer's market. That's where buyers started asking for closing costs. That's why today I still hear people say that they can ask for closing costs, which that might be coming back around more and more often. But there for a long time, it wasn't likely that you're going to get closing costs, especially whenever there's 5, 10 other offers on the house. But to answer the questions of is it a good time to buy or sell, I think that it is becoming more of a buyer's market. How slow or fast that happens depends. Buyers are going to have the advantage on negotiating, having time to look at the house and consider their options. The downside that the buyers will have right now is higher mortgage rates, but they can always refinance on those down the road, and depending on how long you stay in the house, you could see the 3% come back. Is it a good time to sell? I think it's still a good time to sell. I think that we are at peak prices for now. The projection for equity growth over the next 5 years is going to average out between 3 and 5% per year. So you accumulated all that equity from 2021. You could cash out on it now. It might be a little harder to do so now because of the way the market is with interest rates, but it is still a good time to sell. Now, if you're wanting to sell and purchase, that's a completely different story. That would depend completely on what exactly you were looking to purchase. If you're looking to upgrade, it depends on how much equity you can get out of your home and how much you can buy down your points for your interest rates. So it may not have an advantage for you if you're looking to downgrade, or if you just have to relocate. Well, it's still a good time to sell. I don't know if you'd want to roll right into a purchase afterwards, but that would be something to explore as well. Well, that's all I have for this video. That's my opinion in the sea of opinions. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. It helps me put out more content, reach more people. If you have any questions and would like to discuss anything, please leave a comment below or reach me at the information that is in the description below, and I will see you later. Thank you. Bye.